Hi, everyone. Cole here with a midweek message from Selkirk United Church for Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. You have all probably heard by now that we will be returning to in-person worship this Sunday for those who are fully vaccinated and children under 12. And we will be continuing to offer online worship on YouTube for those who cannot join us or are not quite ready to join us in person. For this week's midweek message, I thought I would take a few minutes to give you a sense of what changes we've made and some of the preparations we've made at the church in order to safely welcome people back to the sanctuary. First of all, we've altered the seating slightly. The regulations don't actually call for physical distancing when we have a vaccination policy for return to worship, so we don't need to distance ourselves, but we're also aware that different people will have different levels of comfort, and we're trying to keep as safe as possible. So we've got lots of seats to choose from. We've got 2 aisles now rather than 1 center aisle, which means the rows aren't as long, and there are more aisle seats for people to choose. We won't be having ushers passing the offering plates around. Instead, we'll have a table in the aisle with offering plates sitting on it, and if people wish, they can place an offering there either before or during or after the service. The children won't be gathering at the front of the sanctuary for children's time, but we will still have a children's time. Children can just stay seated where they are and listen and watch from there. We do have our food bank ladder or giving ladder or gift tree or whatever name you'd like to give it again this year. It's not at the front of the sanctuary this year. It's in the narthex or foyer, right at the entrance as you enter the building. You can see it through the window as you walk up to the church. It is White Gift Sunday this coming Sunday, the 19th, and if you bring an item for White Gift, we just ask that you place it on or around the giving ladder as you enter the church. We won't be having the children processing all the white gifts up to the front this year as we have in the past. Also a note about the 3 places that we are sharing with this year, the food bank as always, and Nova House, and a third organization that we've added this year is the Harm Reduction Network. As always, you can bring non-perishable food items. Monetary donations and gift cards are always welcome too. And Nova House has listed a few items that they're particularly in need of, including toys for newborns to 17 years old and women's gift items. A note about the Pastoral prayer book. You will remember that when we worshiped in the church, we invited people to write down in the Pastoral prayer book the names of anyone you'd like us to include in our pastoral prayers that morning. The book will be in its usual spot just before you enter the sanctuary, so you can feel free to write any names in the book. It would be great if people could bring their own pen to use. We will have a pen there if you forget. And for those who will be joining us online, please continue to send in those names by email or phone that you'd like to include in the pastoral prayers for this week. Those attending in person will need to bring along proof of full vaccination, so don't forget your QR card at home. We'll also be requiring everyone to wear a mask throughout the service, as well as before and after the service. As I mentioned last week, I want to thank Bruce Fraser and Larry Speckluck for creating and installing the plexiglass that is attached to the pulpit now, which means that I and others can remove our masks when we're behind the pulpit so that people will be able to hear us more clearly and see our lips moving. The only other exception to mask wearing is for those who choose to stay after the service. There won't be our usual lunch or snack time, but there will be self-serve coffee for those who wish. And of course, you'll need to remove your masks as you sip on your coffee. A couple of other notes. As I said, we are recording our services and they will be available online. In case you're wondering, the camera for recording will be aimed at the front of the church throughout the service. It won't be panning the congregation, so you don't have to worry about being on camera. Although I'm sure a few of you will stick your heads right in front of the camera just so you can be a YouTube star. You know who you are. But when we are attempting to live stream the service, that's fairly new. We've only tried it once before at our Monday service, which was for coping with grief. So for those watching at home, from now on, it won't obviously be available at 8:30 in the morning as it has been for the past 21 months, but the service will be available live right at worship time, 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. At least that's our plan. As always, you'll be able to click on a link sent out by email to everyone on our email list, and that link will take you right to the live worship. And it will also be available later to watch whenever you like if you don't tune in right at 10:30. And last but not least, we do have our memory tree up in the sanctuary. That has not changed, and there's still time to add names to the memory tree if anyone wishes. And I think that's about it. That's all I can think of right now. Anyway, we'll probably come up with more things for Sunday. We'll see you Sunday, either in person or online. Let us know if you have any questions about any of this. It's a bit of a work in progress, and we'll figure some things out as we go. But we are trying our best to keep our whole community connected and as safe as possible while we continue worship. Take care, everyone. Blessings to you all, and I'll see you next time.